This week is all about time. Time for new games, games that bend time, and of course, way too little time to actually play them all. In Time Takers, you spend your time playing to earn more time so you can keep playing. Crystal clear, right? Just like in the movie In Time, but without Justin Timberlake. Before you can gamble away the lifespan of an entire city though, you first have to earn it. Your health bar is a clock, and every team starts with just a few minutes on the timer. When it hits 0, you are out. But the time shenanigans don't stop here, oh no. You play as time travelers, characters plucked from different timelines and eras, battling it out in arenas that are just as chronologically confused. With all that, we get to the point where a medieval knight clashes with a street punk in feudal Japan. An average Tuesday in our books. Time energy spawns across the map, drops from enemies, or is earned by taking down roaming monsters. These get scarcer the further a match progresses. You can use it to extend your lifespan, upgrade abilities, or reshape your build. If you're desperate, you can even burn your remaining time for a desperate final push. Or transfer some of your own lifespan to a teammate mid-fight for a last-second save. There are no fixed roles, as loadouts define playstyle, and switching tactics on the fly is part of the loop. Here it is less about raw eliminations and more about managing the clock better than the other teams. It's set to launch later this year on PC and consoles, with a playtest already scheduled for mid-March on Steam. And with all that time-bending confusion, the newly announced entry of the We Were Here series raises questions about the very continuity of time itself. With We Were Here Tomorrow, the franchise moves away from frozen castles and medieval ruins and into a retro-futuristic research facility instead. New setting, new story, and no knowledge of previous games necessary. You and your partner wake up inside glass pods, greeted by a calm corporate voice that assigns you tasks. Which is sus enough if you ask us, but oh well. You decide to play along for now and slowly uncover what the facility is really for and why you are there in the first place. And with over 25 million players enjoying the predecessors, it's not surprising that the gameplay sticks to the series' core idea again. 2 players, always separated, always seeing different things. One might stare at symbols and color grids, trying to decipher what levers and buttons the other has to activate. And the only way forward is clear communication through the in-game walkie-talkie. Descriptions have to be precise, so misunderstandings are part of the experience. Which also makes it strictly 2-player online co-op. No solo mode and no couch play. Just you, one friend, and a lot of arguing. Explaining. The launch is set for later this year on PC and consoles. If you're a fan of No Man's Sky but miss the crafting, or are a fan of The Planet Crafter and miss the sky, we might have something interesting for you with SpaceCraft. You start in 2350, after humanity barely escaped extinction by fleeing into an uncharted galaxy. Because somehow, a future where humanity isn't doomed seems highly unlikely, but one where you are selling fossils to frog-shaped aliens is totally normal. Alright then. With your battered starter ship, you set off to planets, asteroid belts, and whatever else floats in this vast empty space. Everything can be explored seamlessly. Land, liftoff, or cruise without interruptions. You start by gathering raw materials and turn them into ship parts or trade goods. Then scale up through automation. Soon, your tiny outposts can grow into fully automated production hubs with drones and cargo ships handling mining, refining, and transport, while you are elsewhere. Shipbuilding is one of the highlights, as every module you attach changes how your vessel performs. Blueprints can be even sold on the player market, feeding into a live economy where supply and demand are shaped by actual players. The galaxy is persistent and shared, but solo play is fully viable. For those who want more, there are corporations that let groups build large-scale operations together, from trade networks to planet-wide factories. A free demo is live on Steam, offering one full system to explore and automate. What's more fun than demolishing a wall with a sledgehammer? Demolishing a wall with a sledgehammer together! Especially when you don't have to clean up afterwards, that is. In Teardown, you run a struggling demolition company that takes on increasingly questionable jobs. Soon, you are knee-deep in a murky soup of revenge, betrayal, and insurance fraud. The twist is, everything is fully destructible. So the only thing standing in the way of your heists is, naturally, your creativity. Stack crates into ramps, blast shortcuts through walls, park getaway vans exactly where you need them. Then hit the objective and hope your escape route still exists. Early on, it's just a sledgehammer and spray paint to mark paths. Later, you unlock blowtorches, explosives, and heavier gear. Vehicles from cars to excavators can be driven straight through buildings. Who needs escape paths anyway? Now, the long-awaited multiplayer arrives on March 12th. On PC as a free update, with consoles to follow. Up to 12 players can tackle the full campaign together. And if you can't get enough after that, there are also sandbox maps and equally silly modes like Deathmatch and Capture the Flag. Community maps and mods are supported as well for those who prefer some building before a proper destruction. If your guild calendar isn't packed enough yet, we might have a fix for that. World of Warcraft Midnight, the 11th expansion and second chapter of the World Soul saga, launches on March 2nd with early access on February 26th. Alliance vs Horde has taken a backseat for now, and the real conflict of the moment is Light vs Void. At its core, this is still WoW doing what it has always done best, bringing people together. But Midnight adds a few new fresh things on top. Silvermoon City acts as a shared hub for both factions to prepare against the Void. For Classic Group PvE, we are getting 8 new 5-player dungeons and 3 raids at launch. Mythic Plus returns with a fresh rotation and Void mechanics to let your healer sweat once more. The more interesting addition for smaller crews are the 11 new Delvers, dungeons that are scalable from 1 to 5 players. There is the new Prey system, where you sign up to hunt powerful targets roaming Azeroth with the risk of turning into prey yourself. And then there's housing, because let's face it, fighting the Void is cool and all, but have you seen those amazing homesteads? Everyone gets a free house in shared neighborhoods, fully customizable with social quests, monthly community goals, and a dragon-sized load of different furniture you can craft and collect all over Azeroth. It's essentially a permanent hangout between raids. Or no, you know what? Scrap raids, we're just staying home. What's the worst that can happen, right? There's also a new massive 40 vs 40 battleground. Finally, a third Demon Hunter spec that serves as a mid-range DPS, and the new Haranir allied race. It might not feel as novel as Dragonflight did back then, but depending on how long you've been away, it could still be a good reason to take another look. Where Winds Meet brings the long-awaited Hexi region, with 3 massive maps rolling out through May. Deserts, snowy plains, and ancient ruins are just a few of the 20 new areas to explore, with 11 new bosses, new martial arts, events, and outfits to name just a few. So if you enjoy opening every single treasure chest you see, better schedule some extra time for the foreseeable future. Behemoth is back in Fallout 76, and this time he wears the pelt of the legendary Bigfoot. Patch 66 also improves public events with better rewards and a chance to spawn surprise boss invasions, with 4-star legendary drops. Other additions include massively reduced armor weight and under armor that gets real bonuses. So it's finally time to unshelf the limited edition Vault 69 undies. While small talk usually revolves around the weather, Arc Raiders just makes it part of the game mechanics. First snow, and now a full-blown hurricane with debris that chips your shields, and visibility that drops to, I hope you like guessing. New arc enemies like the airborne Firefly and explosive Comet give you new creative ways to lose your loadout, while Storm-exclusive caches reward those who come prepared. PvP feats got removed, while a new Surgeon Raider deck got added. On top of that, some quality of life changes like smoother crafting, better UI, and even feats that can be re-rolled. We'd say, time to go topside again. This week, it's your call. Pick your perfect mix of time period, combat, and water, because 3 games are free to play until March 2nd. On Steam, Age of Water drops you into a flooded apocalypse packed with ship combat and scavenging, while Hell Let Loose brings you back to World War II with massive battles, more bullets, less ocean. And if you want something in between, Anno 117 on the Epic Game Store blends naval combat with land warfare, just set a few centuries further back. But that's it for this one. Stay hydrated with your favorite people, and we'll see you again in the next one.